I am a physical therapist. My husband and I got married in February 17th of 1990. And it was about 4 years later that we decided to have our first baby. And well, when she was about 3.5, we decided we would like to try to start having another baby. And God blessed us with our second child, Kaylee. Around 11 months, I had noticed that Kaylee wasn't really developing or reaching milestones that she should have been reaching at that point. She was not crawling yet. I noticed that she really didn't use her legs much. And I became concerned. I asked her pediatrician what she thought, and she looked at her and she felt that Kaylee had diplegic cerebral palsy. I went home that evening and talked to her dad, Chris, and I told him what the doctor had said. And he said, well, we need to take Kaylee and have her prayed over and anointed for healing. So that's the first thing that we did. And I took Kaylee to the physical therapist, and she told me that Kaylee had a 75% delay. And at that time she said, I think Kaylee will probably walk, but I don't know if she'll be able to walk without external devices. So we started this journey of her healing, of also watching what God was going to do in her life. There were times when I would get discouraged. I had a friend, she was a pediatric PT. She came and she assessed Kaylee, and she told me that Kaylee may never walk, Kaylee may never run. After she left, I just felt heartbroken, but then I had to confess and ask God to forgive me for not relying on Him. The neurologist that we were referred to did some testing, and her CPK levels were elevated. With children, sometimes when you get an elevated CPK, it's because they may have muscular dystrophy. And I called my friend, and she told me very boldly that that test was wrong and that God had started healing Kaylee because we were starting to see the little milestones. But then again, you know, I was relying on myself, and I had to confess, Lord, you know, she's yours first. I was working with her in her bedroom, and I had this little tiny stool that she was sitting on. I remember looking at her, and her little face just got this real sweet expression, and she was looking at something next to her. And she just sat there, and she got this real peaceful look on her face. And I remember feeling awe, like I couldn't move. And I just sat there, and Kaylee took her little hand and she just stroked it just like this. And that was just God's way of reassuring me that, hey, He, who is God, that began this good work was going to be faithful to complete it. And, you know, and I had to rely on God and just know that He loved Kaylee way more than I could ever love her, and that He was working in her life. At 15 months, she started pulling up. She was cruising the furniture. She was walking in the parallel bars at physical therapy. And around 16 months, she was walking behind her little Tykes car, pushing it. And 17 months, she was pulling up from the floor. At 17.5 months, she took her first steps. And then by 18 months, she was actually walking.
To hear this story about myself really helped to develop my faith. It's just really a testament to God, and I hope that in everything I do, since He's given me this blessing, that I always do everything for His glory.